Welcome back. Well, you're still tuned into Halftime Report on CNBC TV18. It's turning out to be a stable day for the market. So let's get talking about one big sector which is in focus. That's the pharmaceutical space, because it is a relief for generic pharmaceutical companies, as the Trump administration has indicated that they are not looking at generics in terms of tariffs at this point in time. While it was known, there is an overhang which has been removed now. To talk more about this, we have Vishal Manchanda, who's joining in to discuss more about this particular topic. Vishal, hi, welcome to the show. Well, before we start talking about the relief that generic pharmaceutical companies are possibly seeing at this point, I just wanted your thoughts in terms of what's flashing on the screen with regards to Hetero. One of their units did get inspected. It seems to have been an extremely tough inspection with difficult observations. One of them is an undeclared lab. So it's probably heading, into maybe an escalation with the US FDA. How would you read that?
So good afternoon, Nita. So I think Hetero is a very large player in the space. Over the last, say, 5-7 years, they have become one of the very large players in the generic space, exporting to the US. While I haven't seen the Form 483 observations, but apparently it seems the observations are serious, and kind of the rumors have been there that there has been a very serious inspection at Hetero facilities. So I think if at all if there is an impact on Hetero, it's a large player that will get impacted. So possibly competition can benefit from the impact that Hetero might see. And I think among the competition, the most important player that can benefit is Aurobindo, because they might have an overlap almost on every drug that Hetero would be exporting to the US.
Okay, so you would probably see a positive impact on Aurobindo. But in the past instances, how much has the positive impact been if in case, other companies have faced serious issues, say, such as an import alert? What's been a gain for other pharmaceutical companies? Has it been a windfall gain?
So my sense is most of the products that Hetero sells in the US are commodity products, and barring one or two large products where they're making disproportionately high profits. So I'm not sure whether those drugs are involved where they are doing disproportionately high profits. But majority of the products are commodity. So we'll have multiple suppliers for those products. So it's unlikely not going to be a windfall gain, but only sort of maybe the prices can move up a bit, or maybe the prices won't correct. That's how it is. So not a windfall gain is how I would see, except if the large products are not involved.
Right. Now that, this has been made official, or we understand that this is out of the purview, do you think there was ever a real fear that something like this would come by? Because generics, extremely important, right, for the US markets, and everyone talks about, controlling prices, etc. out there. And Pharma always was supposed to be given a slightly softer hand.
So, Maglab, you're talking about the tariff relief that has come to generics?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the probability was low in terms of tariffs being imposed on generic pharmaceuticals. And I think it's panning out on the same lines. Generic pharmaceuticals have been exempted. So I think it makes sense for everyone. It makes sense for the US consumers, and it even also makes sense for Indian players. So had tariffs been imposed, I think a large part of the burden would have been Indian players would have to pass on to the US consumers.
So you are comfortable with this coming in? You were expecting this? This has happened, business as usual. For them, who benefits the most, or who would have had the biggest impact had it come by, had there been tariffs?
So I think among the largest player, which has got the most exposure to US generics, is again Aurobindo Pharma. They have the largest sales coming from the US generics. I think followed by Dr. Reddy's, Zydus, Lupin. They are the other large players who are exposed to the US generics.
Okay. Just quickly reverting back to the earlier story, Vishal, it's do you think that we're probably going through a little bit of a rough patch when it comes to the entire pharmaceutical space again? We've got bad news which has come in with regards to the cough syrups, tragic news actually, and now we're dealing with maybe tougher inspections and observations which might escalate when it comes to the US FDA. Is that rough patch which we see intermittently emerging again according to you? Do you think that, however, maybe pharmaceuticals on a larger scale are in a better place?
Yeah, so I think in these inspections, like we always have seen this coming on and off. Like we see a smooth run for a few months or maybe a few quarters, and then we see again inspections kind of spoiling the mood around the sector. And probably I think we are in midst of that. So I can't really say how long this rough patch will last, but inspections are there to stay, and we'll see companies on and off getting into the trap.
Okay, all right, Vishal, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us and giving us all of your perspective on the pharmaceutical space. Well, we need to take a short break, but we'll be back with lots more stocks, lots more updates on the market. Stay tuned.